Okay, hello pandas. So, if you hear thundering, or you see flashes, or my lights magically turn off in the middle of the video, hopefully not, it's because there's a storm outside that's flooding my backyard and my front yard. So, please excuse the noise. So, today I wanted to use only my project pan products so I can show to you that I do truly have a full face of makeup in this project pan between my 1 month project pan and my seasonal project pan. So first things first, I'm actually going to start with my cleanser. Sorry, set it down. I shouldn't have, because believe it or not, if I don't do this, I will just break out. This cleanser is just tea tree oil and doTERRA cleansing primer mixed together, and then I put them in these little things so they soak it up, and I wipe my face, and it cleanses and primes and gets rid of all the dirty greasiness. Now I'm gonna take this out and hopefully get all my baby hairs too. Okay, try not to touch my face. First thing I'm going to do is touch my face with a little dab of my bareMinerals primer. I need a little bit more. Now this is the original primer. It's kind of silicone-y, which I don't absolutely love, but I don't hate it necessarily either, because it really does kind of fill in my pores. I said primer. Fill in my pores really well. And then I'm crazy, and I let that sit for a little bit. Next, I'm going to take my bareMinerals BarePro in Fair 01 onto my little glass palette here. We'll do one squeeze. Use my sponge, which looks nasty because I haven't cleaned it in like a week. And we're just going to fully put foundation on. Now, I do know that one pump is not going to give me the coverage that I want, but I find this layers a lot better if I take my time with it. Again, one pump, and alright, dab, 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 dab. I really don't know. And just so I'm not misleading anybody, this is not a full coverage foundation. It is light to medium. And I kind of found that for a work day, this is beautiful. But I can get it to full coverage if I really layer it on. But to do that, I have to put on powder and then put more of this on top of the powder. which I'm lucky enough that my skin, it's not flawless, let's be honest here, is smooth enough that you don't notice extra bumps that usually doing powders like that creates. But since I've started using, oh heavens, that got everywhere. Like, I'll show you my hands real quick. Like, all over my hands, because of that. It apparently got turned on its side at some point in time. So now that I've dumped some onto my little palette here, cleaning up the mess around, going to take this, take my small side, and I do my under eye like this. Then I take my powder brush, which is from e.l.f., and I absolutely love this brush, and I just powder the rest. Now, I do not believe in baking because I don't have time for that 90% of the time. I just don't. It's just not going to happen. But today's going to be a full face day. So because of that, it's going to take me some time to get this all on. Next comes my beautiful bronzer, which I will use. This is from Crown. Can you see it there? Oh, it's upside down. Crown. It's one of their eco handled brushes. It's a blush brush, but I love it. As a bronzer, as I just put a little more color back to my face here. And see what I mean? Like, it gives me just enough of a color. And then I'm weird and I always rub what's left off my brush. Next, I'm going to take this here with this brush from, I don't even know. I know it's the S41 brush. It's shiny. I got it in Ipsy. It's a blush slash highlighter, and it's loose enough that I use it for this red, and I forgot to knock off, and I can see that now. So I can knock off and even out a little bit. Yep, there we go. So it gives me just enough of the blush color without over reddening my face, since I just put on a bunch of foundation to under red it or make it less red. And then I'm going to take their L36 from the same company highlighter brush, put it in what's left of my other highlighter, and put that on. And I've kind of got to work along a very tiny edge, so it may seem ridiculous how much I move it into. Yeah. I move it into here, but to be honest, I'm really not getting a lot because I'm mostly working on this little edge right over here. Okay, so those are done. My base is done. See, doesn't take me long to do that. Okay. Time for my eyeshadows. This is a Luxie 249 brush, and I somehow got face powder or Coty spun powder all over it. let's take that out. I think what I'm going to do is start with Silk Cream, or the third one, and I think I'm going to put that all over in my crease, just to give my crease a little definition. And yeah, that worked. Okay. What I'm noticing is that holding that and trying to look at this for my mirror is not working. So I'm going to set my brush down real quick, pause the video, go and get my little compact mirror from my purse and use that. I'll be right back. Okay. When I said little, I literally meant little compact mirror. Okay, let's go back in to the palette, and the next thing I'm going to use is what is directly below Creamsicle? Potter. So this one right here, to darken it up a little bit. It doesn't take much of these to get my eyes to look like I've got color to them at all. It never has. Let's see here. Now, I'm going to take the one next to it, the orangey color. That is pukey, which makes sense. And I'm going to mix a little bit of it with the one directly below it, which is Roxanne, together, and deepen up my outer quarter using the corner of the little tip of this brush. Ooh, too much red. Okay. Like it's so little amount and it does so much. I need to get a handheld mirror. Okay, see what I mean? It just takes a little and it gets, because it's red, it looks really ridiculous on me. Next thing I'm going to do is take, because Java, and I'm going to place it right in here and blend it into the corner using this little large shadow brush from Scone that I got in Ipsy. I actually like it for doing this. So I'm just going to tap in a little bit. See, takes quite a bit. And then I'm just going to tap it right in here. Just tapping it on. And actually there's enough on here. I can just tap it on a little lighter on this side, and then get a little bit left, a little bit more, do the same thing, deepen up the other side so they get even, which now I'm going to take my little corner and what's left of it and blend it in to the edge of that green. So there's no raw color. See, I just blended it a little bit. Now, I'm going to take this heavily stained brush, and I'm going to take my e.l.f. Matte Magic spray, spray it once, and dip it into that blue, what is that called? Pool Party, the shiny blue right here, and put that over what I just laid down. Because I've noticed if I put these bright shinies on their own, they do not come out as beautiful as I would like them. Unless I literally use glue or eyeshadow glue, which I 90% of the time do not have time for. Okay, I've accidentally brought my blue a little bit further up than I thought. And again, I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to use whatever's left on the fluffy side and just blend the top edges together a little so there's no hard edges. Now I'm going to take the back side of the same brush and I'm going to go into, because I love doing this hair color, which is Little Lady, and it's kind of like a goldy pink. Now I am lucky enough to be fair enough that I can actually tell the difference between these three pinks here. There's been a big complaint about how for most people they kind of just blend out to the same color. Like I said, I'm lucky enough that I can tell the difference, but I also agree with everyone in the saying that we really do not need all three of them in one palette. Like, we don't need. I agree with that. Dip back in. Brush and pat the two colors together so there's no hard edges. And I'm done. On camera, it doesn't really pick up. Let me see if I pick you up and make you closer. The depth that I have created by doing that. But I always get compliments when I do my eyeshadow this way. And I find that if I do the color not all the way to my corner, but not completely center either, my bright shade, that my eyes look longer and not so round, which is a better look in my opinion. And yeah, now it is winter, and because of that, I actually don't do traditional eyeliner. So I usually take little stamps or no eyeliner at all and put them in. And since we're being fancy today with my eyeshadow, I'm going to use this Ciate London Starstruck. It's a black and it has a little star stamp in it. And I love this thing. I'm going to cry when it dries out. Seriously. And I stamp it right there. And look at that. I got a round circle because I stamped too hard because I was talking. So it's just an extra fancy thing, and it's easy to clean up. I just wait for the stamp to dry. Once the stamp dries, I can take a little Q-tip and clean that up with some makeup remover real quick, and then I just patch in my colors with what's left on this brush. And sometimes I do need to actually go in and put a little extra blending in there, but not usually. Usually that works perfectly. Which is sad that I've had to learn how to do that. Now, the next thing for eyes is this lovely thing. I love the formula. I hate the brush. So this is Marc Jacobs. I got it in an Ipsy. I just started using it. This is the Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara in 10 Noir, which is black. This is the brush. It clumps, and I have such tiny, small eyelashes that it doesn't look good. So what I do is I put a little on, trying to get it as covered as possible without clumping. And then I take this lovely little mascara wand. This is their Royal from Benefit. Now, I did love this, and I love the wand on it, but since it's used up, I put hydrogen peroxide on it inside the container, cleaned out the container really well, and I cleaned this off, and as you can see from that little corner, nothing came off except for what's up here. And what's up here is actually what's way up in here, because that's how far I pulled, and then I just rub it. So I get this nice and dry and clean and sterile. And I keep it sterile by replacing this 91% hydrogen peroxide solution in it twice a month, sorry, or every other week. And I use this to declump my mascaras. And eventually, I think I've only got one more mascara besides this one. Eventually, I will be out of all these tester ones because I've got like a packet of testers. And I think I'm going to actually pay for a full size They're Real from Benefit, which is really strange coming from me, considering I'm not usually one for picking something and just loving it, because I always like to try new ones. Now I'm going to take my Remmel lip liner, and it going to outline my lips. And then I'm going to take, which one would look better? I think Raisin, or do I want I think rose is going to be too bright. So I'm going to take Raisin Berry Frost, and I've got to be very careful with this. And I'm done. This is my completed look. Now I am going to take my e.l.f. setting spray, which, by the way, if I wasn't already out of my Max Fix Pros, I would use that instead of this, because I usually use this only for my eyeshadows, because it's cheap And Max Fix Plus isn't. But I'm out of it at the moment, so it's what I use. And the only reason why I don't like this is the spray. Its spray is so blotchy almost. It's kind of ridiculous. So I hope you pandas have a great, wonderful day. Excuse my hair. And me and a flat iron need to visit it here shortly. Have a good one.